Hey friends and revolutionaries, it's time. It's been pretty much a week since the game day opened for January, Masters of the Universe Classic figures on Matty.com. And even though I'm a member of the Club Eternia, and even though this is released in 2011, the Eternian Palace Guards 2-pack was not included, so I had to sit there, hopefully you guys got a chance to watch that video, and wait for the sale to open and get things done. Not as bad as it was last year. 2010 sales were bad. There may yet still be game day videos that I'll do just to see how things are running, but for the most part, I'm hoping I don't have to do that again. We are going to take a look though at the second set of figures for this month, and that is the Eternian Palace Guards. I've been really eager to get these guys, and I'm surprised that they didn't sell out as fast as they did. Matty must have expected to be a higher run on them as well, but who knows? You know, you may yet want them. I can tell you, I think they're awesome. I think they're so cool. There's the Master Universe shipping package. Nothing different about it, just a little bit bigger. It actually has the logo and the Eternian Palace Guards on there. Inside the box, we do get the figures in the typical Master Universe packaging. Got the Gray Skull down here, heroic guard figures, nice backdrop. We'll have to see if we can reuse that packaging. I love reusing packaging, so we'll see what happens there. Got no air holes that I can see, no dimple, but it's got the lightning, so you know it's got the Master Universe logo and the brickwork and lightning. You know, air holes and dimple missing. Yeah, come on, guys. You know. On the back, ooh, it looks like this is actually wanting to come open a little bit there. On the back, it has the other figures, or other figures are in the set. As a matter of fact, these are some of the first run figures, at least a few of them. Beastman, Skeletor, He-Man, Fakor, Merman, Man-at-Arms. Those all kind of came out in the beginning, and later in the year, Triclops, and of course, Teela. So that's actually a really good checklist. I do like that. Again, no new figures. Nobody new that's coming out. And I'd really like to see some of the new guys. They do use the artwork from the 2000X, which, you know, I don't think they've ever actually used a picture from the Filmation series. And I think these guys look much more like the Filmation kind with that big blue mask on the front than these. So, you know, it's interesting that they'll use the 2002 portraits, but they don't use anything from Filmation. I wonder if they've got some issues with that. But the Eternian Palace Guards, real names vary. Oh, come on, guys. You've got two people in here. Two people with two extra sets of heads. It's a great chance for you to make up more stupid names. Come on. From across the light hemisphere of Eternia, the bravest and most noble warriors in King Randor's kingdom were recruited by Man-at-Arms and later Claptrap to help guard the royal family. Often called upon to aid the Masters of the Universe, the Royal Guard are trained in multiple forms of hand-to-hand combat and are masters of many weapons, including the powerful staff and several types of energy blasters. Whenever the royal palace is threatened, it is the strength of the elite guardsmen which often repels evil. Brave palace guards, like Lieutenant Spectre, defend the royal family from attack. I guess that's it. That's who that is. Gotta show you I don't follow the 2002 characters very much. But that's a quick look at the packaging. Kind of give you an idea of who they are. Very, very cool. Can't wait to pop them open, so be right back. Wow. This is a mess of stuff, and it's so cool. A lot to talk about. I'm going to try and keep it as quick as I can, but there's a lot to say. First and foremost, on the figures themselves, other than obviously a different head, different kinds of armor, which the armor is a whole other thing that we'll talk about here in just a second, and the fact that there is the second set of shoulder and shin pads, this is basically just a typical Man-at-Arms figure. You know, it's just the Man-at-Arms. It's been, you know, re-released now with some different accessories. And that's okay. I mean, it's something where it makes perfect sense. That's the way the Palace Guards look. They had the same kind of Man-at-Arms green with the black shaggy shorts and the blue helmets. I'm cool with it. Man-at-Arms also has a red jewel on his belt. But, again, you know, for the most part, it is just Man-at-Arms. Now, with that being said, it's kind of understandable that with Man-at-Arms or with any Masters of the Universe figure, a single-hearted figure runs about 20 bucks. So if you get one Man-at-Arms, you're spending 20 bucks, you get 2 heads. You can buy a second Man-at-Arms and spend 40 bucks, and you can swap out the heads. But essentially, you're getting one Man-at-Arms and then one guy you can kind of use as a palace guard. So here, it's 40 bucks. You're still getting 2 figures, which makes sense. Man-at-Arms comes with club, the sword, his blaster, and of course the 2002 sword. So he's got a good number of accessories. Same goes for the palace guards. So even though, you know, a lot of people have said that, well, you know, it shouldn't have been 40 bucks, maybe 30 bucks, it's just the same thing twice. If you think about it, if you would have had to order a second Man-at-Arms and gotten a spare head, you know, you wouldn't have got as many accessories, I don't think. And it's something where, you know, well, you would have gotten as many accessories, they just wouldn't be as specific. It wouldn't done as well. So in this case, I don't mind the $40 price. I think the $40 price is fine. I wouldn't mind 30, but I'm not complaining. Because he is just a regular Man-at-Arms figure, the articulation is, of course, the same. The head is on a ball joint. Arm comes up and sort of out. The shoulder pad does limit the articulation in a bit. There's a twist of the shoulder, there's a twist of the bicep, elbow, wrist. Now, just to kind of mention right now, on the armor pieces here, on the pads, they do tend to be a little loose. So, you know, just like with HORDAK'S arm, you know, if it pops off, or it gets knocked off, it is kind of difficult to get it back in place and get it nice and tight. The ones up here seem fine. The ones on the lower arm, particularly this one on the left arm, it does tend to fall off quite a bit. So, my Man-at-Arms had the same kind of problem. I'm not complaining too much about it, but, you know, if Maddie found some other way to maybe peg it or pin it in place, it would be appreciated. Not that they'll need to anymore, because they've already got these guys out. Twist at the waist. Got the crunch. Leg twist at the top of the thigh. Leg comes up, out, bent the knee, twist of the boot, and then the foot, which is kind of tight too, but you can see there is the joint. And got the little swivel. Got the rocker, I think it's called. So for Masters of the Universe figure, got everything anyone would expect from a regular Masters of the Universe figure. The extra accessories that he's wearing, and actually, yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll set down whatever name. Give me some name, guys. What are we going to call these guys? But taking a look at the armor, the pads, now these are pretty much the same as like Man-at-Arms armor pads, but there is one for each side. And it is sculpted, one for right, one for left. Very cool. Again, same thing on the legs. Got the 2 different pads on the legs. One for right, one for left. Got the little nubs on there. It's actually really, really cool. But as you probably notice, on the chest piece, it's nowhere near like Man-at-Arms. And it actually has kind of a slash effect, sort of like the Battle Armor He-Man did. Well, the reason for that, and I've already taken off the back piece of his armor, is that it does. It works the exact same way. You take off the chest piece, and I will say that this armor that they used on these guys does seem to be a bit softer than that from the Battle Armor He-Man. So I'm not quite as concerned about snapping off the clips that are on there. But along with the one slash, there is the double slash, and then the no damage. And I think they call these the lieutenant bars. It's actually pretty cool there. It does also come with the eagle, which I'm probably not going to mess with that too much. I wish they would have had more of the eagle. But go ahead and put this on. And just clips in place just like it does on Battle Armor He-Man. There we go. So you can have no damage or even a lot of damage. whichever you prefer. But I'm hoping that this is the same kind of plastic they use on Battle Armor Skeletor, because like I said, this is softer than it is on the Battle Armor He-Man, and I'm a lot less concerned about this, it breaking, particularly up here at the top with the clips. Now, take a look at that head, and get a closer look at this one. The humans. Oh, and while we're talking about the armor, as I mentioned before, they do come with these blue masks, these kind of face pieces. And if you look on the side of the helmet here, it does actually have a place for this to actually peg in, something Man-at-Arms does not have. So if you were wondering, if you didn't order these figures, but you were still kind of wondering if Man-at-Arms could wear one of these, he can't. Unfortunate, but he can't. I guess you could take his head and put one on there and act like it, but no. I really think that's cool. I really love the way those helmets look. Kind of a spacey football kind of helmet. I love it. That looks so awesome. Now, along with the figures, there are, let's see here. Well, let's look at the other two heads. Let's look at those. If we take this sucker here, pop the heads off, which are much easier to pop off than for other Mattel figures. You can go ahead and take the Lizard Man head. You actually have a different race, one of the lizard people. Everyone always wondered whether it was going to be a Lizard Man character from Filmation. Well, not quite, but we do have a Reptilian Palace Guard, which is cool. And see what it looks like with his mask on. I like that. I love these masks. These masks are just really cool. I do wish they would have come out with one for each of the guardsmen. Wish they would have made 4 of these. Instead, it's only 2 because, well, there's only 2 bodies. Take that head off, and you have a feline head. Yeah. I think that it would have been nice if they would have given more of a, I don't know, spotted kind of look, made him look a little bit more cat-like. But for what he is, it's not too bad. Probably not one you'd put the mask on because, of course, the turned-down nose and the front of the face, kind of the snout on him. You know, when you cover it up, you know, other than the cat's eyes, which tend to be a little bit harder to see, yeah, I don't know if you can really appreciate it as much as if you had taken that out. You know, without it on there, you can definitely appreciate more that it is a cat face. The lizard guy, even when he has the mask on, I mean, it's still, the red eyes and the green skin still stand out. Let's pop this back off. Put this one back on. Go. And we'll go ahead and put the mask on him. Like I said, I mean, I guess you could take his head and put it on Man-at-Arms if you absolutely want Man-at-Arms to have this along with the front of his armor, but that might be a little redundant. On the figures, on the accessories, just a second. Sorry about that. On the accessories, there are a lot of accessories. You get either 2 sets of single-handed weapons, club, very similar to like what Mossman had, or the axes, and actually I'm kind of giving it away here, but you get 1 of each set of weapons. So you get 1 club or 1 axe. This is something else. So they can have single-handed weapons, and then a shield. So you can come up with something kind of... Now that's one problem with the paint application on the shield, though, is that on each of the Palace Guards that I have, on the hand, there has been a little rub off on the paint with where the shield was at. And it's a shame the shield is a clip and not actually something that they hold on to. You know, for the Palace Guards, something with an actual handle I think would have been a better way to do it. But being that all the shields are clips, I don't expect them to kind of remold something brand new for the guards. But you can either go ahead and give him a single-handed weapon, which is actually very, very tight. Well, let's do this. Or you can go ahead and give him one of the large axes, which as a matter of fact actually does come with two. There are actually two large axes that come with the figures. There we go. On the back, there are two clips, very similar to the way Man-at-Arms came, so that you can actually take those single-handed weapons and clip them on like so. Now, as I said during the game day video, I was after 3 of these sets. 2, so I could use each of the heads, and then 1 to keep, in box. So I figured the Palace Guards were a good opportunity to go ahead and use one of my weapons packs, or who knows, maybe both of them, to really customize and really kind of mix and match and come up with something kind of cool. So this is going to be a wrap up of the figures themselves. Very cool set. If you can still get them, try and get them. I mean, it's a great army builder set. They look so cool. Yeah, I mean, it's one of the things where 40 bucks for the set might be a little expensive, but considering how much you get and how specific they are, I would say it's worth it. I was willing to pay twice that to be able to do to get what I want. So highly recommended. Definitely suggest getting them. Stick around. Let's see what we can do as far as maybe reusing some of those packaging and mixing matching some of those weapons. Be right back.